This is usually not how I start these videos, but I look a little crazy, and that's fine. We're just trying to try new things. And lately I've been testing out this new concealer routine, and I just got the new Glamlite Setting Powders. So today I want to focus on these setting powders with my new concealer routine. And of course I'm going to break it down for you guys so you guys know what I'm doing and all of these steps that I am taking, because they are relatively new to me, but they've been working very well for me. So I figured we can just try this out together with the new setting powders. Spoiler, I did use these yesterday when I went to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Highly recommend. Also check out Fever. I don't know if you guys know the app Fever for movie tickets. I watched the movie for like 20 bucks because there were cheap tickets. So here are the setting powders. This one is the pink in collaboration with Strawberry Shortcake, which is absolutely freaking adorable that they collaborated with Strawberry freaking Shortcake. Also, yesterday I spilled the pink powder all over myself, all over my desk. It was everywhere. I woke up my boyfriend, he was super mad, and I was super mad, and we were just, it was not a good, it wasn't good. It was right before I went to go see this movie, so like I was literally getting ready to go see it and that happened. I was so mad, but today is different. I also want to mention things about the net on the inside. It's not a net, it's like a plastic shifter thing. It completely came off when I tried to rip the plastic holding it closed, and I tried to film the best I could, but I don't know what the camera caught in the spur of the moment, so I will show what I can and hopefully you understand what happened. But basically the sticker was so stuck to the plastic net with the holes that when I removed it, the whole top part just came off and powder just flew everywhere, and it was all over me, it was all over everything, and I had to clean it up best as I could. But I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you take the net off actually, because when I removed the sticker it left this sticky film on the plastic, which I hated so much. I have huge texture issues with like stuff like that. I have to take that shit off. I have to take any stickiness off of like anything, and these both were sticky when you removed that plastic, keeping the powder sealed in there. So I don't really love that. I didn't love that, so I figured I would mention that because I was so angry, but my face looked so good after I finished that I couldn't be angry anymore, so I let it go. But I'm warning anyone who purchases these powders to be careful, because that me up so bad, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else, because like, oh my god, like I felt like I was in a movie for a second. I was just like, really, is this really happening to me right now? I couldn't believe it. So be careful when you open these powders, and I recommend just cleaning the like plastic net sifter thing. I don't know what it's called, the thing that has the holes that keeps the powder in. I recommend taking that off and cleaning it very well with rubbing alcohol till it's nice and smooth, because there was no other way for me to get that sticky film off of that plastic netting. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the powder has like this thing with like the little holes. That's what I'm talking about. The whole thing just came off. It's like a safety thing for the powder, but it didn't do its job very well. I am gonna take my concealer. I recommend just taking whatever concealer you enjoy. I'm not putting it in the folds of my eyes anymore. I'm putting it a little lower than I would put before. I feel like this I have a more controlled application, and I'm not piling the product where I'm creasing. Letting it sit just for a little bit. You don't want to let it sit too long to where it's like dry, and you don't want to let it just sit for too little where you don't do anything. So I'm gonna let it sit for like a minute, maybe a minute and a half, to like let the concealer just sit on there and get a little thicker, so it's easier to blend into like everything without being too creasy. My lips are so fucking dry, it's criminal. It's criminal. Taking the Blend Bunny Bare But There lip oil. This is just the clear. I love these because they have like a minty fresh scent, and they're just so moisturizing. They just feel so good on the lip. I'm like running out of mine, but it's such a good lip product. So I'm gonna go in and we're gonna blend this I feel like the secret to this is the brush you use, because I feel like the way you blend this out dictates how everything's gonna go. I'm using a Real Techniques 402 setting brush, and I'm just lifting that product up into my under eyes instead of already having it in my under eyes. I feel like this gives me controlled application, so I'm not just stuffing my product into my creases and in fact working them into the areas I need to. I'm gonna go and take a sponge and I'm just gonna clean up any excess concealer that may be just sitting on top, and also just blending it further into my skin. So the little Glamlite translucent setting powder comes with like this little thing, and I've never tested these things out for blending your concealer out. Also, I only got one of these in the translucent. The pink powder does not come with one of these, but I've seen these at the dollar store, so if you're interested. I love how small these get. I really like this actually. The little blender that comes inside is very cute and it's very useful, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and blend the other eye out same way. Going back into that little blender, we're gonna do the same exact thing to the other eye. Another step that I've been doing recently that I have not been doing before is taking a warm finger and just further blending those creases out. I feel like it really just smooths everything out, and the warmth of my finger helps everything blend. I'm gonna take the pink setting powder because I used this on my under eyes last night and they looked incredible. You do want to tap it off on the back of your hand just a little so you're not overdoing the powder. And I know it looks stupid, but I like to make this face so I can get in and set all the creases before I go back to my natural face, so they just look smoother. And again, I'm using the pink, and it's not overly pink, but I can see this kind of brightness from the pink powder that I really love. I love how it looks with blush, especially. I think it looks so pretty with blush, and I feel like this looks so smooth, like blurred. I'm going to compare the two sides. I have not set this eye, and I did set this eye, and this eye just looks so smooth. Like I have a filter like right here. The rest of my face is not set, and you can see the difference. My under eyes look so textured, and then over here they just look so smooth. I love how they look. Can you build it? Can you bake with it is my question. So I didn't do this yesterday. I'm doing this today so I can see, does it look heavy as I bake with this powder? Is this powder meant to be baked with? Like, what are we working with here is my question. I haven't baked my under eyes in the longest time, so this is very interesting. I'm gonna blend the creases out on the other eye. I mean, solely based on my experience from yesterday, I don't relatively think you need to bake this powder for it to look super smooth and airbrushed. It just looks super smooth and airbrushed. It's such a finely milled powder. It builds on itself very nicely. It looks incredible no matter how much I put on. It doesn't look dry or flaky or cakey. It looks really good. These are formulated with vitamin E, I think. I haven't read too much up on the powder. Like, I just care if it performs well. Like, I didn't do any research. I'm just trying them to see like what it is I feel. So far on my under eyes, it looked so good, so good. My under eyes did not budge. I really look for that in a setting powder. I'm not gonna wipe it away, but more so just blend it in to see like just what it is we have after baking for a little. They look the same to me. I don't see that much of a difference. Maybe this one has a little bit more of like a pinky tone, but I don't really see a huge difference in the way my skin looks. Let me turn this light off so you guys can see like dark. The lights kind of wash things out sometimes. So I'm kind of done with the pink. I'm gonna go into translucent to set the rest of my face. This was the one I used yesterday as well to set the rest of my face. I'm just gonna skip the smile line area and just do everything else, see how that goes for me, because usually everything kind of makes my smile lines kind of more prominent, so I'm just not really gonna blame that on the powder. The translucent has this like kind of yellowy tinge to it. I prefer the Kimchi's translucent tint. It's like a pinky, and I find that that kind of just looks better. It's not like it's not good or anything, I just prefer a pinky tint to my powders. I love that I can still see that blush that I applied even though I did set it. It's very translucent. It doesn't have any coverage, which I love because I know it's not gonna fuck with anything underneath. Whatever's left on my puff, I'm just gonna go in and go over like everything else. But like, it's just crazy how this just makes my skin look like I have a filter on. I will turn the light down again so you can see how it looks just turned down, kind of like, I guess normal lighting is what that would be. And this is exactly how it looked yesterday. Like, insane. It looks like fake. I look fake. I look fake. Let me turn the lights off. I love how you can still kind of see a glow through as well. Like, it's not fully matte. It didn't fully mattify my face, and I feel like you can probably build that up a little more if you want like that matte look. But it's so finely milled, and it's so sheer. I feel like it's not cakey, it's so light, and it looks really nice on the skin. And like, I love using the pink on the under eyes and the translucent everywhere else. I think it just looks real nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use like my regular powder products on top, finish my makeup, and I'll come back and maybe I'll do a little bit of a wear test since it is kind of early. It's not too late. It's 4 p.m. and I'm gonna wear this probably till late at night, so we'll see how the powder wears on my smile lines, especially because I feel like that's the area where I'm a little weary of it still, so I have to wear that a little bit more. Here's the rest of my makeup sitting on top of this powder. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light off so you can see how it would look real time, real lighting. Honestly, I look fake, but that's besides the point. I feel like that's the whole point. But I love how everything looks so far. I love the pink under eye. The subtlety of it is perfect. I don't think I look crazy. I don't think I look pink. It looks perfect. I feel like if you wanted to, you can use it all over your face without looking pink, if that makes sense. Personally, I love my choice in purchasing the translucent and the pink because I think I'm gonna use it the same way I've been using it. The pink works on the under eye very well, and I don't know if I personally would enjoy throwing it on the rest of my face, but I don't think it'll look terrible if I did. I wish that the strawberry shortcake also came with this puff. I really enjoyed the way this puff worked. It's so small and it's so like, it's just like a little thing, but I feel like it helped setting my under eye in place afterwards, and I really love the quality of these Glamlite puffs. I think they're very nice. I love that they're included. A lot of setting powders, their puffs are not included, so I enjoy that these are included, and they're actually the trendy shape that we've been seeing a lot, that triangular shape. So as I said, I've been trying a new form of blending out my under eye concealer, and I gotta say, I think it's been working extremely well. I feel like my under eyes have never looked this smooth before, and even before I got these setting powders, they were looking really good, but these setting powders kind of like made them look even smoother, even better, even brighter, and I can't really complain about it. They look really good even from afar, from up close. After a while, I did start to notice my smile lines becoming more prominent, but I feel like that's just an issue that I have now a lot, because ever since TMI, ever since weight loss, I've had a lot of like little saggy skin areas, and I don't know why it emphasizes my smile lines and not my under eye lines. Maybe baking will help with that as well. Over time, I noticed that the side that I baked kind of looked better. So I'm just gonna bake my smile lines, see how that works for me. I'm trying to find what works because I've been struggling with this for a very long time and I just don't know what works on my smile lines. What worked before isn't working now. So also pressing it into the skin makes a huge difference in the way this powder works. You want to see a good filter effect, a good difference on the skin. I recommend pressing the powder into the skin. There's a reason it comes with these. It's because you're meant to just bake with this, you're meant to set with this, you're meant to press this into the skin. I don't know how this works with a brush. I have not tried it that way. Personally, I don't use powder that way anymore. I always go in with a puff. Let me know if you've tried this technique with the creaseless under eyes, the brush, the finger, the sponge. I know it's like a multi-step process, but I find that it's worth it to keep my under eyes at bay all day. Do you need both? No. But I enjoy having both, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of these setting powders. Even though I did spill a lot of the pink powder everywhere, it did mess me up. I was super angry. We let it go because these powders are actually really good. I think Glamlite put a lot of time and effort into making these powders, and you can tell just by how they look on the skin. I don't think I've had a powder so finely milled before. It feels so lightweight on the skin. I feel like I'm wearing nothing, but I have a full face of makeup on, so gotta love that. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with like the one size, see how long this lasts. I'm gonna do like maybe 1 or 2 check-ins throughout the day so you can see how my face is looking like. I'm not gonna touch it up or anything, it's just gonna be the way I look, sorry. But I hope you guys enjoy that. Editing me here to show you how my face looks after wearing this makeup all day long, which I did clean in and I sweat in, and it still looks pretty good for having done all of those things. I would wear this out. The under eyes are creaseless. My smile lines do have a little bit of emphasis, but no big deal. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So usually I don't start my makeup videos. This is usually because I'm not really, I don't care. I just want it to do good. It's not like this is not. I feel like if you wanted, pink works on the lower lash line very